This lumpy body.
So then kind of just probably a question you get asked a lot. How did you realize, like, what was the moment when you were like, hey, this is probably something I can get into? Or like, did you grow up being like, oh, maybe I could also do that?
No, I definitely didn't idolize competitive eaters or I really honestly I didn't know that competitive eating as a sport or as a competitive, I don't know, activity was a thing. I knew that I could eat a lot. From my first year in college, I had a limited dining plan where I could only swipe into the cafeteria.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of, when I was there, I was like, okay, this is kind of, I have to do breakfast and lunch and maybe like grab a snack for, I don't know. I had to make it count when I swiped into the cafeteria. But it wasn't until years later that I realized you could actually earn money by eating big bowls of pho or eating stupid huge burgers and stuff like that. So yeah, I did a 12-pound bowl of pho and ended up on a billboard in Las Vegas and got a lot of attention for it. Here we are.
You know, the classic story.
Yeah.
Wait.
I can actually
You glossed over that.
Yeah, you did.
How did you get the 12-pound? Was it gallons or pounds? What'd you say?
It was a large bowl of Vietnamese noodle soup. So with the noodles, the broth, the meat, the vegetables, it came out to about 12 pounds. And that challenge was undefeated. A bunch of my friends had gone in and tried it. It's like a man versus food type thing. And the progressive jackpot was up to $1,500. And I just said, I think I could do that. And when I did, the restaurant made a big deal of it. And actually part of the prize package was they were going to put you on a billboard off the Las Vegas Strip. You know, it's like one of their advertisement things. And so I got $1,500. I was on a billboard and all of a sudden I got requests to do more food challenges in the area. And I just figured, why not?
Yeah, I just remember because I watched a lot of your guys' stuff, and I just remember that I saw either a picture of or a video of you with the check, and the owners of the restaurant look furious. They were like, we thought nobody could do this, and now you've ruined our advertising forever.
And nobody had done it because they also banned professionals, and they use the term professional really loosely. If you've ever done like a backyard pie eating contest, you know, as an 8-year-old, you are disqualified as a professional. So they searched my name and nothing came up because I had never been part of a competitive eating world. And so they very reluctantly paid out. I want to say like 4 days after I did it, they finally like cut the check. But yeah.
Yeah. It's very funny to be in like almost contract talks with a Vietnamese restaurant, like going back and forth. What about you, Nick? When did you go from eating just chicken and brown rice to a million hot dogs?
Well, you know, I eat like a hot dog and I was put in a Hollywood movie and it was much less exciting. It was after my competitive bodybuilding days, you know, I kind of realized that I couldn't do competitive bodybuilding forever because it was kind of taking its toll on me, you know, and I had 2 kids and it becomes inherently selfish towards the end. And I kind of felt, I loved bodybuilding, but I hated how I felt like all the time. So one of my buddies is like, hey, maybe you should try this punchki eating contest, like those Polish jelly donuts that come out around Fat Tuesday. And I'm like, dude, no, I'm not doing that, because he was joking because I would always eat copious amounts of food. And he's like, you can win $200 and they're raising money for charity, you know, and you get free donuts. I'm like, you know, that doesn't sound so bad.
No.
So I went over and I kind of handily won and beat everybody. I ate a bunch of the donuts and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. And a few months later, I entered the White Out Cheeseburger Eating Championship, which has an amateur and a professional division in around Springfield, Mass. And I thought I entered the amateur division. And I got there, they're like, no, you're with the professionals. Like, but I'm not a professional. They're like, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You sign up for the professionals. And there were 16 people on stage, and I ended up placing 5th. And the professional division is just like a goober bodybuilder that waddled himself on stage eating burgers.
Oh, that must be infuriating for everybody you beat.
Yeah.
But everyone was super welcoming. Like, that's where I met like Badlands Booker. Everyone knows as Badlands Chugs. And Jeff Esper was ranked 2nd in the world. And when I got 5th, Jeff kind of came over to me and he's like, hey, you may think about trying this, you know, and I was like, oh, okay, fine. And then it kind of just stumbled out of control to the point where I realized, I think the way we would both put it is like, we didn't find competitive eating or search it out. it kind of found us. Like,
Yeah.
it finds people. It's like if you were 7 feet tall, you're probably going to get a scholarship to play basketball.
Right.